Hey guys, so I wanted to share another sample practice training round. It was a special request from someone who said that's been very helpful for them, is seeing specific rounds in action. And so I thought that would just be something quick that I could offer and we could kind of practice them together. So again, this is not specific to any one brain retraining modality. I have done DNRS, I've done a lot of somatics work and yoga therapy work. I'm a therapist myself who specializes in chronic health conditions. And so I like to bring a lot of that into my rounds. So these rounds, if you're doing a program like DNRS or Gupta with Fidelity, these rounds are going to be kind of a play on doing those practice rounds. So you might want to use this as some inspiration, but then make sure that you go back and edit with what specifically you're working on. So we'll start today kind of standing up or sitting up or laying down, wherever we feel comfortable, to get the full effect of our visualization. We're going to start by closing our eyes, catching our breath, just tuning in to where we need to be. Maybe even placing one hand on our chest and one hand on our belly, or both of our hands at heart center. Let's take a moment first to just be aware of our breath. Where is our breath today? Do we notice any patterns in our breath? Is there a short or raggedy nature to the breath? Does it feel smooth and flowing? Does it feel tight, shallow, deep? Putting some descriptive language around our breath as it is. We're not judging, we're just noticing. As we focus on the breath, maybe thinking about the emotion that's associated, the color, the feeling, the senses that come into play for us right now, what we start to notice around us and inside of us, our somatic awareness, our sensations. It's late at night, so my language might be a little off. We just want to see where we are. And maybe as our awareness focuses in more, we begin to notice changes in our breath. So often in the day or in our lives, we might notice even something like slouched posture. And as soon as someone brings awareness to that posture, or we notice someone else's posture, we sit up nice and tall, right? We roll our shoulders back and down. Maybe we can even experiment with that right now. It feels good, but we don't necessarily do that until we notice and bring awareness to ourselves. So same with our breath. So as we're noticing our breath, maybe we experiment with different patterns of breath that feel good. Maybe a deeper belly breath feels good and grounding to us, or maybe an expansion breath. Maybe doing some movements with our arms for our breath feels good today. Maybe giving ourselves a hug. Maybe bringing our arms up overhead and stretching with our inhale and coming down with our exhale. So again, feeling into our breath, using that breath as part of our anchoring practice for our rounds. And when we feel completely grounded and solid and in our bodies, present in our bodies, so we can somatically get the benefit of this practice, right? The whole point of our practice rounds is to feel safe, to signal to the amygdala that we're safe and that it's okay to go into parasympathetic mode, to not be in fight or flight mode. Are we really doing this if we don't first center with our breath and with our body? Because if not, our practice rounds can become very much just like a route memorization where we can be saying a script like stop, 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 my brain is stuck in a rut, sending my body false messages, blah, 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 blah. And it can become almost like this OCD script that we repeat in our heads, thinking just the words themselves will heal us or fix us. And then we're like, why is this program not working for me? Well, are we getting the full somatic awareness? So again, not judging. I've fallen prey to that, especially in the beginning of DNRS. I was like, dude, here's my script, say it, right? So not to get off topic, but it's okay. Bring it back in, right? Do our breath, ground ourselves, center ourselves, do what we have to do here. And then we will begin our rounds. So we're going to start by telling our amygdala and our limbic system, stop overreacting. Calm down. It is okay. Whatever is triggering me right now is not something that is the end of the world. It is not something that naturally my body, should be responding to in this way. This is a learned response from years of trauma and dysregulation and my limbic system getting so confused by that trauma and that hurt. Calm down. It's okay. We got this. We're doing something different now. We have a whole new program in place. Remember, you don't have to react this way anymore, limbic system. It's okay. Hold my hand. Come in for a hug. Grounding in here now. You can disconnect from those old negative memories and come into the present. We are okay. And in fact, let's think of a past memory that felt good. Let's think of a time where we were healthy. Instead of going down that rabbit hole of why something feels triggering or scary or times that I was sick. No. There have been plenty of times in my life when I was well. Let's sit here for a moment and think about a memory of a time where I felt so good, so healed, so healthy. I remember a time where I was going on a beautiful walk in the woods. I can picture the sun shining through the leaves and the breeze blowing the trees. I can hear the sound of the birds, and I can feel my feet as they walk down the trail. I feel so safe. I feel so grounded and alive. I have so much energy. I have strength in my body. And I remember the sense of peace and joy and excitement and wonder. And I'm going to sit with that for a moment. What do I feel? What do I smell, see, taste? Who's around me? Is there anyone around me on that walk that brought me joy? Maybe even just an animal or a sense of a higher power in the woods or a friend or a family member. Let's breathe that in. Hold it in the core of our being. Feel in our body that strength. Maybe visualize, is there a color? Is there a chakra? Is there a part of our body that we feel that energy going towards? Maybe for me, it's that root chakra, the base of my spine. I might feel a beautiful white light glowing down there because of that connection with the earth and my feet and nature and the land. And I feel that energy radiating down through my feet to ground me, and I feel it coming up through my spine, up to the crown of my head, just radiating through my body, shining a light, and I feel so good. Oh, thank you, self. Thank you for taking the time to do this program with me. Thank you so much for committing to heal. And even though there's all this noise outside of me that's trying to trigger me, I know I'm safe. I know that my body's natural rest position is healing and wellness and strength. I know that maybe I've gone off that path, but I can come right back on that path by focusing on calming and healing and centering, just like that path in the woods. So thank you for taking the time. Thank you for committing to healing, even when you're triggered, even when it's tough. You can come right back where you need to be. Grounding again with our breath, feeling safe. Let's think of a future visualization. Let's think about what comes next for us. As we work on our healing, as we work on this beautiful journey that we're on, now that we've noticed what it feels like when we did feel safe or healing, when we do feel comfortable and calm, what are we working towards? What is our goal with doing all of this wonderful work? So let's take a moment and let's visualize a time in the future that we are feeling so healthy, so whole, healed, energized, strong, resilient, vibrant, abundant. So let's take a moment here. All right, I am imagining that I am running a race. I am running a race with my daughter because she is so much faster than me and she drags me along on races. But the great thing is on this race, because I have committed every day to my retraining and my rounds and my healing, and every day I've been doing my incremental training, which for me maybe includes some physical incremental training and regaining strength and building that up. I'm running down this beautiful stretch of the race. And I've run so many races before that made me feel so good. And now I'm feeling confident and strong. And I see all the runners around me, which is always so motivating to see everyone showing up for that common goal of healing and being somewhere where we're all committed to health and strength and wellness. And I see my loved one with me, and my loved one is running, and they're so excited to be there. and I'm feeling so strong, and I feel my heart is pounding and my breath is moving, but it's in a good way, because that good stress is so good for us when we harness it in the right way. When we're running on our endorphins and our dopamine, and we're moving in a way that our body feels challenged but healthy, oh wow, how much power is that? So my feet are hitting the pavement, my arms are moving my body, my back, my spine feels mobile, all of my joints feel so good, my heart is pounding, my lungs are breathing air, but it feels so good, rich oxygenated air into my lungs and out. And I feel so awesome, and I feel that sun on my face, I feel the wind coming, my race route is along the beach, so I see the water and the birds and the sun, and it's all coming together, and I feel so strong and powerful, and it feels so cool to be around other people with the same goal. And I know so many of them have worked on their healing. This person has a t-shirt that says they beat a disease and they came to this race today, and these ones are running as a group of friends, and it's really clear they've been through some things together, but look, they're here, they're committed. We've all overcome boundaries, and no one goes through life without struggles, but look, we're all here. And I imagine that feeling, that sensation, and the sights and the smells and the sounds, and oh, I breathe it in. Where do I feel it in my body? I feel this big rush, big orange ball of rush of energy in my heart center and my solar plexus, which is that part of ourselves that really radiates confidence and determination. And it opens up and expands with my breath, and I feel my whole body taken up in this beautiful healing light. And I feel great and energized and motivated and grateful and thankful and abundant. And I just feel that. And I lean into that. I have so much gratitude and joy. And I hold on to that visualization and what it means for me. Thank you so much, limbic system and body and brain and spirit, for showing up today and for committing to this healing. I deserve this healing. I'm working on it every day. And I hope all of you are working on this healing, and that I hope doing these visualizations with me is relatable and is something that we can all picture and enjoy. And you don't have to be running, you can be walking a race in your visualization, right? But whatever that feels like and looks like to you, bringing the somatics into it, taking a breath now, just noticing. Where is my breath now that I've completed my rounds? Where is my body feeling? Where is my heart rate, my breath, my pace, my feeling of ease, my feeling of comfort? What have I cultivated? Where does my limbic system feel like it is now? Between sympathetic and parasympathetic. Where do I notice I'm falling on that continuum? And it is a continuum, it's not black or white. It's okay if we're, coming from a 10 in fight or flight and we're only getting over to like a 2 or 3 in parasympathetic and rest mode. That's okay, right? It's every day's a journey. We're working on moving and shifting our way on that spectrum so that more of our baseline is spent in a restful state, and that we only go over to the fight or flight, to the sympathetic mode when we need it, because we do need it sometimes. We don't want to avoid it like the plague. We need to go there sometimes. But it doesn't have to be there all the time. We don't want to hang out there. We don't want to live there. We live over here in a nice comfort zone, and then we just go there when we need it and come back, right? You stress, positive stress. We need it for something like running a race. You get that endorphin rush, but then we come back down. So I hope that this helped today. And I want to thank one of my great friends here on YouTube for requesting more practice rounds. It motivated me to come up with this tonight. And so thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed night full of healing. We'll talk to you soon.